What exactly is an OBC certificate, and why is it so crucial in today's India? It's a question that holds immense significance for many, shaping opportunities and futures. OBC stands for Other Backward Classes, a government-recognized category specifically designed for communities that have historically faced significant social and educational disadvantages. These are communities that have been held back for generations. This certificate acts as a vital gateway, providing access to reserved seats in government jobs and admissions to educational institutions, including universities and colleges. It's designed to level the playing field, ensuring a fairer chance for those who have been historically marginalized. Without this crucial document, students and job applicants from these communities are often unable to access the very opportunities that are specifically meant to uplift them, regardless of their individual merit or capabilities. It creates a systemic barrier. To obtain an OBC certificate, applicants must provide proof of their caste, usually through the submission of parental documents and historical records. For most applicants, this process is fairly routine and straightforward. But for children who are raised by single mothers, the situation can be drastically different, especially in cases where the father's documents are missing or inaccessible. The process of obtaining an OBC certificate becomes a significant and often insurmountable obstacle. The system's heavy reliance on the father's caste status can inadvertently block deserving children from accessing their fundamental rights and opportunities. This critical challenge has now been brought before the Supreme Court of India, with the aim of demanding a just and equitable solution for single mothers and, most importantly, for their children, ensuring they are not unfairly disadvantaged. In many government offices, an outdated requirement persists: the demand for the father's documents. This seemingly simple request can become an insurmountable obstacle for many. This is especially true when trying to obtain a caste certificate, a crucial document for accessing various social benefits. For single mothers, widows who have already faced immense loss, abandoned women left to rebuild their lives, or unwed mothers, providing these documents is often impossible, creating a barrier to essential services. As a result, children raised solely by OBC mothers, who are entitled to certain provisions, are unfairly denied the benefits of reservation, a system designed to uplift marginalized communities. This happens even though they share their mother's social and economic reality, facing the same hardships and systemic disadvantages. This bureaucratic hurdle effectively punishes children for their family structure, a situation they have no control over. It perpetuates the very disadvantages the policy was meant to address, trapping families in a cycle of poverty and marginalization. Imagine a hardworking student, full of potential and eager to learn, losing a college seat, a chance at a brighter future, simply because their mother can't provide the father's paperwork, a document that may be impossible to obtain. This isn't a rare exception. It's the harsh reality for countless single-parent families striving for a better life. The law's intent is social justice, to level the playing field and provide opportunities for all, but rigid, outdated rules end up excluding the most vulnerable members of society, the very people it aims to protect. The system must evolve, adapt, and become more inclusive to reflect the changing realities of families today. It's time to recognize and support single-parent families, ensuring that their children have equal access to opportunities and a fair chance at success. The Supreme Court is now examining this issue, recognizing that family structures are changing. Justice B.V. Nagaratna's bench is questioning why a mother's caste certificate isn't enough for her child. The court calls the current practice patriarchal and outdated, and is urging the government to create clear, uniform guidelines. The absence of such rules leads to arbitrary decisions and trauma for single mothers. The court's focus is on fairness, transparency, and empathy, ensuring the law serves justice, not just procedure. Forcing mothers to disclose or prove the father's identity can be humiliating and unjust. The Supreme Court is pushing for a humane, standardized process that respects single mothers and their children. In court, single mothers and activists passionately argue their case, presenting compelling reasons for a change in the existing system. They advocate that a child's fundamental right to opportunity, to a fair start in life, shouldn't be contingent or dependent on the structure of their family. Every child deserves a chance to succeed, regardless of their parents' marital status or social standing. They firmly believe that the mother's caste certificate should be sufficient proof, eliminating unnecessary bureaucratic hurdles. This is especially crucial and relevant when she is the sole caregiver, bearing the entire responsibility for the child's upbringing and well-being. The government, however, expresses valid worries about potential misuse and exploitation of the system, fearing that some individuals might fraudulently claim OBC status through illegitimate means, undermining the very purpose of reservation. Their core concern: if a high-caste father's child claims OBC status solely through the mother, it could potentially undermine the integrity and effectiveness of the reservation system, diluting its benefits for those who genuinely need it. The central challenge lies in striking a delicate balance between compassion for single mothers and their children, and implementing robust safeguards to prevent abuse. The Supreme Court acknowledges the inherent risk of misuse and manipulation of the system. However, it insists that mere fear or apprehension cannot justify denying fundamental rights and entitlements to genuine beneficiaries who are rightfully deserving of them. The ultimate goal is to establish a robust system that effectively prevents fraud and abuse, but it must do so in a way that doesn't inadvertently penalize or disadvantage the vulnerable children of single mothers. The core of the debate revolves around building a fair, transparent, and effective process. A process that truly delivers social justice and ensures equal opportunity for all, regardless of their family circumstances. Behind the legal debate are real families facing lifelong consequences. Picture a single OBC mother, working tirelessly, whose child is denied a college seat because she can't provide the father's documents, or an unwed tribal mother whose child loses a scholarship due to bureaucratic demands for the father's details. These rules reinforce cycles of disadvantage, blocking access to education, jobs, and welfare. The emotional toll is immense. Single mothers face humiliation, and children feel excluded from their own communities. The denial of a caste certificate isn't just paperwork, it's a barrier to dignity and opportunity. Outdated rules create stress, anxiety, and a sense of injustice. The system must change to protect, not punish, vulnerable families. The Supreme Court's intervention offers hope for thousands of families. The court is pushing for new guidelines. Single mothers could submit an affidavit and their own caste certificate without needing the father's details. This would immediately open doors for children currently excluded from opportunities. A clear, sensitive policy would affirm the dignity of single-parent families and make the system more inclusive. The government's role is to design smart verification, protecting against fraud without punishing the innocent. This case is about more than certificates. It's about building a society that values equality, justice, and dignity for all. The Supreme Court's decision could finally bring our laws in line with the promise of opportunity for every child.